Hello. Today we are celebrating Amazon Day, and I'm not speaking today of the retailer, but of the Amazon rainforest. Uh, I think it is really important, especially today, to think of where we are in our connection with nature. Especially now that we have been through a year and a half of pandemic, where a kind of a Frankenstein virus engineered at the other end of the planet has been unleashed upon us and has destroyed so many lives and taken away so much of the lives we had. And it is, I think, a great opportunity to think about the Industrial Revolution and what it has brought to us. Of course, it has brought us a lot of progress, a lot of improvement, comfort, but also a lot of pollution and disease. I'm not just speaking of this pandemic we have just been through, but the number of cancer, for example, the number of cancer is supposed to double by 2030. Why? Because contrary to what scientists say, cancer does not result from a mutation. Most of the cancer do result from a cumulative and progressive destabilization of the DNA. That was what my father was already preaching back in the 80s. So all the pollution, all the pesticides, the herbicides, the hormones, the antibiotics, the preservatives, which are in the food that we eat, the water that we drink, the air that we inhale, all those things little by little destabilize our DNA and make us sick and make also the planet sick. And all those things do result from the Industrial Revolution that started in the late 18th century. And what we have seen is the rise not only of industrial food, but also of industrial medicine. And this is a very specialized, highly specialized medicine that treats the symptom without addressing the cause. And this kind of medicine has failed us spectacularly. When you see the number of chronic disease, the increase of chronic disease that has increased exponentially since the 40s, or the rise of the autism since the beginning of the century, or the projections of Alzheimer disease going through the roof. There is something really wrong here that has directly to do with the state of the planet and our disconnect with a more natural way to live. Some people are very happy with the way things are and the way where they are going. If you look at the forecast for global autoimmune disorder drug delivery devices, it's a booming market. Those manufacturers are facing, but that how much suffering also does it mean? Not this booming market. So I think it is time to reflect. Does it have to be that way? Is it really what we want for us for the years to come and for our children? And we have to remember that until the 19th century, medicine was just natural, done with herbs. And the big change came at the 19th century with the increase of chemistry, but also of patent laws that favor synthetic molecules because they are new and they can be patented, and therefore they can offer the opportunity of a return on investment. So can we change things? The can we change that? Of course, it's very difficult to avoid pollution and to prevent mad scientists to do crazy things like gain of function at the other end of the planet, but at least we can try to have laws that forbid these kind of things to happen and will rein the pollution. And our own level, we can make, some better choices to choose something more natural and to promote, to support natural initiatives and people who are doing things to promote a more natural way of living and to treat itself. For example, the Beljanski Foundation, its mission is to research natural compounds that help fight cancer and other degenerative disease. And over the past 15 years, the efforts of the Beljanski Foundation has led to a number of peer-reviewed publications whose knowledge improve the options, the health options that people have when they are being told you have cancer, which is always a dreadful diagnosis, a dreadful sentence. So, which is followed by what should I do? And people have to know that there are natural options available and which have been scientifically researched. And the Beljanski Foundation is not only helping people who have been diagnosed with cancer. The Beljanski Foundation work is also helping people who are living in South America and especially in the Amazon rainforest. When you look at a tree like Pao Pereira, well, where we collect the bark of the tree to make the Pao Pereira extract, you see that this bark can be collected in a way which is sustainable. The tree doesn't have to be cut. And because it doesn't have to be cut, and we are placing orders on a regular basis, then the local population who is collecting the bark has learned to appreciate their environment, appreciate the value of those trees, of this bark, is making money with trees that were useless before that. So they learn to appreciate their environment, to take care of it. It lifts people from out of poverty, and they start to develop sustainable ways of life. So I think it is a great opportunity to get together out of this pandemic and try to rebuild a world which is going to be better, greener, and to learn how to take care of ourselves in a more natural way and take charge of our health, not just rely on industries, big industries, scientists, big laboratories, which may have other things in mind than our good and the good of our planet. Thank you.